What's up, AP English 3A? I'm Oliver Wasden, and I'm here to talk to you about how the music industry has changed over the past 70 years and how those changes have affected the music itself and other aspects of the music. So I'd first like to start off by proposing an idea, that is that all things, and I'm talking very broad things such as fashion, technology, and yes, music, have to change in order for them to last. And I'm not saying last in the most technical sense. In today's climate, to grow is to last, or to stay relevant, which is to stay in business. In a book written by R. Serge Denisov, titled Solid Gold, The Popular Record, I found that there was roughly a total of 4,000 albums released in the year 1970, along with 5,700 singles. It would take a total of 160 years to listen to all of the music on iTunes if you were playing every song back to back. To put it in a word, that would be change in the quantity of music. And that might not seem like a huge deal. I mean, yes, we have more music, but what has that affected? What has that changed? When there's as much music circulating as there is currently, if an artist wants to make a living or even a profit, they need to make something that will get them noticed. What type of music is most likely to get them noticed? Mainstream and pop music. So basically, artists are sacrificing their creativity to get noticed. And quite frankly, that's just what they have to do in order to make any sort of living off of music in today's climate. But it isn't arguable that pop music, as far as its theory goes, is very consistent and lacks a lot of variety. And although there's no statistic proving this, there's a huge amount of pop songs that use literally the same chord progression. They start with a bass note major chord, then go to a fifth major chord, then go to a sixth minor chord, and then down to a fourth major chord. But still, this music keeps getting pumped out because it is what's easy to listen to, and it's what everybody is listening to. So when an older person says, "Oh, music was so much better when I was a kid," they may not be completely crazy because, quite frankly, pop music did have more variety, at least in the technical sense, back in their day. And so now I can kind of relate what I just said back to my question, which was, just to review, how has change in the music industry affected other aspects of music? And as we can see, artists are making more simple music to appeal to a bigger audience. Where in the 70s, because there was less music overall, they didn't have to focus on being so simple in order to make a living or a profit. Now the question is, of course, why? Why is the quantity of music so much higher now than it was before? And you can think of the obvious reasons why, like population growth. Of course, there's going to be more music with more people. But I think something that we don't think about as much is how easy it is now to create a song and to release a song. So it has gotten to the point where anybody can download a program onto their computer that allows them to program in melodies and drums and chords and bass without having to touch a physical instrument. And in order to release a song, all you have to do is create a SoundCloud account and then press upload, and your song is now on the internet. And when you first think about this, it may only come across as a good thing. You have more people making music, you therefore have a wider array, a wider variety of music, more music to choose from for listeners. But with that comes the idea that somebody can create something great and it won't get noticed. There are hundreds of different subgenres, ranging from very low popularity to very high popularity, and that popularity isn't based on how much people like it, it's based on how much exposure that genre has gotten. And while I personally see the relationship between the music industry and the actual music as an issue, it is undeniably not a very pressing issue. This is by no means a solvable problem or even a problem worth solving. But developing and defining your own personal music taste is not only good for you, but it's good for the music industry as a whole. It does take the emphasis off of the mainstream. So I would just like to thank you for listening and challenge you to stay off the charts this week. Thanks.